Welcome to Error Finding. Today's session is dedicated to error finding for all classes. This is also meant for competitive exam. The very first question is the aircraft was overloaded. There was something wrong of the battery and the engine was making a queer noise. You all have given the right answer that the preposition of is wrong. Wrong with. It is always written wrong with. There was something wrong with the battery and the engine was making a queer noise. So the right answer is of will be replaced by with. Wrong preposition.
Yes, sir.
Second question I asked, but unfortunately you are not able to understand. Actually, warned is such a verb. After that, an object always comes. I warned you. I warned him. And then the preposition comes of. Warned him of the danger. What is that? Warned him of. For will change into of. So, right? You also write there. No, you write later on. Okay. I warned him of the danger. Say all of you. Warned him of the danger.
Warned him
Yeah.
of the danger.
The world nations warned the Islamic fundamentalists of the consequences. Say like that. The world nations
The world nation
warned
warned
the Islamic fundamentalists
Islamic fundamentalist
of the
of the
consequences
consequences
that was going to happen
that was going to happen
after the series of bomb attack
after the series of bomb attack
and fire
and fire
in France
in France
and Austria.
and Austria.
And you saw that next day 50 of the terrorists were killed by France, by
Yes, sir.
air strike. So what I said, what is that important is warned is always followed by an object and then after of is there. Warned him of the danger, warned him of the consequences, and warned against is also when you are doing some action, then it will be warned against. The government authorities warned, Maharashtra government against the illegal arrest of Arnav Goswami. Arnav,
Goswami.
it was done today only. Okay. If here is it is a supposition, you are assuming. So when such a question comes, it will be always where, whatever may be, it
Yes,
is
sir.
he, she, any subject. If he were you, if I were you, it is a imagination. It is not the real situation. It is just an imagination. So if I were you, I would plant some trees around the house. The right answer will be was will be replaced by where.
Yeah.
Whenever you start any kind of assumptions or dream, like if I were the prime minister of the country, this is something which is a dream. It is not a reality. So in such cases, we always use were. If I were the prime minister of the country, I would do that. If he were the prime minister of the country, he would do that. So it is always written, if I were the prime minister of the country, if I were you, I would plant some trees around the house.
House.
Now next, this one also you have not done the right. I would be very grateful if you make the arrangement. Actually, again, it is a possibility.
Yes.
If you make the arrangement, I would be glad. That means here a missing word is there. If you would make, this is also a possibility.
Yes.
Would always expresses possibility. I would be very grateful if you'd make the arrangements for me. Otherwise, I would be very happy provided you make the arrangement. Provided you.
Make
Make
the
the
arrangement.
So both these are conditional clauses.
Yes.
Conditional.
Clauses.
Acha, this one you see. This one is the question I was expecting Manish could have answered this. Why I was expecting Manish could have answered this? Ask, sir, why?
So why?
Because several times, Manish, in class 9, I have taught you the conditional number 3. Ask, sir, what is it?
Sir, what is it?
When we are making an introspection, कि मैंने ऐसा किया होता तो ऐसा हुआ होता, वह वहां समय पर गया होता तो ट्रेन पकड़ लिया होता. तो ये एक तरह से इंट्रोस्पेक्शन है जिसको हम बोलते हैं एग्जामिनिंग वन सेल्फ, कि ये रिग्रेट एक्सप्रेस करना कि यदि मैं समय पर गया होता तो ट्रेन मिल गई होती. If I had gone there, or if I had reached the station in time, I would have caught the train. So this will be there. I would have caught the train. This, it is always the conditional that there will be a future perfect with past perfect. Say like that. There will be a future perfect
There
with,
will be a future perfect.
yeah.
Past perfect.
So I would have caught the train. The right answer is I would have caught the train. I would have caught future perfect. I would have caught the train if I had reached the station in time. Future, say like that, right? Future perfect followed by
Future
past
perfect
followed by past perfect. That if it had rained in time, यदि बारिश समय पर हुई होती, the crops would not have dried up or would not have faded or would not have been destroyed. If it had rained in time, if it had
Rained in time.
the crops would have been saved, would have been,
Same.
the crops would have grown well, the crops would have yielded fast. Understand?
Yes,
So if I had reached the session, that is past perfect, in time, the second part. If I have reached the session in time, I would have caught the train. Would have, caught, could have. Like, if I had worked hard, यदि मैं कठिन परिश्रम किया होता, I could have got better marks. I could have got,
Better marks.
again it is the conditional of the type 3 in which past perfect is always followed by future perfect. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now next one. If it rains, very simple. Several times I have told you, no two future can be together. If one is simple present, other will be simple future. यदि बारिश होती है, if it rains, the match will be postponed. यहाँ would नहीं ना है, would रहता तब आप यहाँ rained लिखते. तो यहाँ तो will है, present tense है. If it rains, the match will be postponed. Always see, बोलिए, if the happening of one action
If the happening of one action
is dependent on the other,
is dependent on the other,
then the one will be in simple present
then the one will be in the
and the
simple
second one will be in simple future.
And
कोई
the
भी ले
second-
लीजिए, जैसे if you work hard, simple present, if you work hard, you will pass the examination or you will score better marks. If you are sincere, you will succeed, you will.
success.
दूसरा वाला फ्यूचर सिंपल फ्यूचर है, पहला वाला सिंपल में. If it rains, simple present, the crops will not dry. If it rains, the match will be postponed. The match will be.
First,
The second वाला जो है सिंपल फ्यूचर है, पहला वाला सिंपल प्रेजेंट है. सिंपल प्रेजेंट इज ऑलवेज फॉलोड बाय सिंपल फ्यूचर when the two actions are interdependent.
dependent.
Like if you say that if I really work sincerely, I will succeed. I will.
succeed.
आप यदि सिंसियरली काम करेंगे तो आप सक्सेस पाएंगे. तो एक हो गया सिंपल प्रेजेंट. दो फ्यूचर एक साथ कभी नहीं होता है. कभी नहीं बोलिए इफ आई विल वर्क हार्ड. नो, आई विल सक्सीड. दिस इज रॉन्ग. इफ आई वर्क हार्ड, इफ आई
Work hard.
I will succeed. Simple present is always followed by simple future. No two future will be together. और यहाँ पास्ट तो होने का कोई सेंस ही नहीं है. If it rained, जब तक यहाँ would नहीं होगा. पास्ट का तो will का would होता
If
है.
it rained, the match would be
Match
postponed.
would be postponed. ये पास्ट को दर्शाता है कि बारिश हुई होती तो मैच पोस्टपोन हो गया होता. She was very disturbed. देखिए ये डिस्टर्ब क्या है, वो आपको बताया थे पास्ट पार्टिसिपल है. पास्ट पार्टिसिपल के पहले मच लगता है. शी वॉज मच डिस्टर्ब. और प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल के पहले वेरी लगता है. जैसे दिस बुक इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. दिस बुक इज,
Very interesting.
हाँ, दिस वर्क इज फैसिनेटिंग, वेरी फैसिनेटिंग, वेरी.
Fascinating.
हाँ, he was much he was much surprised to hear the news, to hear the.
News.
much surprised V3 है, पास्ट पार्टिसिपल है. पास्ट पार्टिसिपल के पहले मच लगता है, प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल के पहले
Very.
वेरी लगता है. जैसे देखिए शी इज वेरी चार्मिंग और शी इज मच चार्मिंग. शी इज वेरी चार्मिंग.
Very charming.
चार्मिंग प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल हो
Yes,
गया. ओके, दिस स्टोरी इज वेरी alluring और मच alluring. Very alluring. ALLURING. So the right answer will be she was much disturbed at the sudden cancellation of the exam. She was much disturbed. V3 past participle के पहले हमेशा much लगता है. In case you do not fail to come, ये देखिए, in case का मतलब ही हो गया नेगेटिव. in case you fail to come, अगर आप आने से बाज आ गए तो आपको पनिशमेंट मिलेगी. इन केस यू फेल टू कम, यहां तो ऑलरेडी ये नेगेटिव है. इन केस का मतलब ही हुआ कि ये नेगेटिव है, इसमें नॉट लगाना तो व्यर्थ है.
Yes.
इन केस यू डू फेल टू कम, यदि आप आने नहीं सकते हैं, अगर आप नहीं आ सके तो आपको पनिशमेंट मिलेगा. यू विल बी पनिश. इन इन केस यू डू फेल टू कम, फेल भी तो है यहाँ पर,
Yes.
अगर ये रहता ना फेल हटा दीजिए, इन केस यू डू नॉट कम, इन तब सही हो जाएगा। ये फेल का तो मतलब नेगेटिव ही हो गया ना,
Yes, sir.
तो दो दो नेगेटिव कैसे होगा? आप तो या तो कहिए इन केस यू डू नॉट कम, चलेगा, यू विल बी पनिश्ड। दो नेगेटिव एक साथ नहीं ना हो सकता, फेल तो नेगेटिव के सेंस में ही है ना, पास तो नहीं ना है। इफ इन केस यू डू नॉट फेल टू कम, तो यहां फेल की जगह पर सीधे लिख देते हैं इन केस यू डू नॉट कम, डू नॉट
Come.
यू विल बी पनिश्ड। तो दो नेगेटिव एक साथ नहीं हो सकता, डबल नेगेटिव कहीं होता है।
No, sir.
जैसे आप बोलिए अनलेस यू डू नॉट वर्क यू विल नॉट पास, ये तो डबल नेगेटिव हो गया। अनलेस यू वर्क यू विल नॉट पास, एक तरफ नेगेटिव होगा दूसरी तरफ पॉजिटिव रहेगा। अनलेस तो खुद नेगेटिव है,
Yes, sir.
अनलेस यू वर्क हार्ड यू विल नॉट पास, यू विल नॉट।
Pass.
और लास्ट क्वेश्चन देखिए, सो लॉन्ग एज शी डज अंडरस्टैंड, सो लॉन्ग एज शी डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड, जब तक वह बात को समझ नहीं पा रही है तब तक उसके प्रॉब्लम से उसको छुटकारा नहीं मिलेगा। सो लॉन्ग एज शी डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम, यहां सेंस पॉजिटिव है और सेंटेंस नेगेटिव है।
Yes, sir.
सो लॉन्ग एज शी डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम शी विल हैव नो रिलीफ, शी विल हैव।
No relief.
और याद कर लीजिए कि इस तरह के सेंटेंसेस में, हालांकि आप लोग की क्लास से बाहर का है, ये कॉम्पिटिशन्स का है, सो लॉन्ग एज में हमेशा आपको ये दिमाग में रखना है कि वो नेगेटिव से शुरू होगा, जबकि अनलेस जो है पॉजिटिव से, अनलेस यू, अब इसी को देखिए क्या, अनलेस सी डज, अनलेस सी अंडरस्टैंड्स द प्रॉब्लम शी विल हैव नो रिलीफ फ्रॉम द प्रॉब्लम, अनलेस सी अंडरस्टैंड्स द प्रॉब्लम, क्योंकि अनलेस खुद नेगेटिव है।
Yes.
आज जब सो लॉन्ग एज देंगे तो नॉट लगाना पड़ेगा, सो लॉन्ग एज शी डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम शी विल हैव नो रिलीफ फ्रॉम इट, रिलीफ फ्रॉम
It.
our last one, yes. So in the whole series we have seen some tricky sentences, they are called tricky sentences, that is why they are asked in competitive exams. So what is more important for any competition, you have to know the definite structure of the sentences। जैसे आपको बताया कि if के साथ कोई भी सब्जेक्ट रहेगा, if I were you, if he were you, he would beat you, he would।
Beat you.
आप वहां पर ये मत समझिए कि आई और यू है, वहां समझिए कि एजम्पशन है कि ऐसा हुआ होता। इफ आई हैड बीन द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री आई वुड हैव डन दिस, इफ आई वेयर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री आई वुड मेक सर्टेन इंप्रूवमेंट इन एजुकेशन। सो यू आर ड्रीमिंग, you are not in real condition, you are in assumptions, you are in
Assumption.
this is also known as virtual condition। when you are talking about virtual condition या virtual reality, then you will never write I was, you will write I were। if I were the king I would have forgiven the culprit, forgiven the
Culprit.
yeah, I would reward him, I would,
Reward him.
you understand?
Yes, sir.